Hey, what's up guys? It's Tom Spark again, back with another web host review. Today we're going to be checking out GoDaddy. You might have heard of this one before. It's pretty popular, especially in domain registration. We're going to be checking out their kind of hosting platform as well as domains and helping you decide if it's worth using or not. We're going to be rating GoDaddy based on stuff like pricing, features, security, support, as well as speeds. And then we're going to be ranking it in the web host tier list. Now the web host tier list is still in its infancy. It's only got around 3 other web hosts in the list, but as the year goes on, we're going to expand it to almost include every single web host out there, making this one of the most authoritative, reliable ranking systems on YouTube. Just like I did with VPN, we're going to do that with web hosts. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and check out GoDaddy and see what it's like. So just like most other website host providers, GoDaddy provides most of the common stuff you're used to seeing. It has web hosting, just for shared web hosting, WordPress hosting, business hosting, reseller hosting, VPS hosting, and dedicated servers. So GoDaddy kind of has a weird pricing structure, and it's a little bit confusing to be honest. So we have a couple different things, like we have the WordPress hosting option, and a lot of web host providers, the WordPress hosting and the regular shared hosting is pretty similar, but with GoDaddy it's a little bit more expensive. Compared to $6 a month, it's going to be $7 a month. The deluxe plan is $10 a month compared to $8. You can see the difference here as well. So why is it more expensive? Well, I think it's because they're kind of trying to gear it towards people who are expecting more traffic, as well as, automatic WordPress installation and a pre-installed SSL. So it's a little bit different because the regular hosting only gives you a free SSL certificate with the ultimate plan, but you don't really see too much information about that in here. So it's not exactly clear if it's like a free SSL. I mean, it seems like it would be, because it has the pre-installed SSL. But if you look here in this chart again, you can see that the free SSL is only with this ultimate package. So what exactly is the difference between this package and this package? This package gives you less storage than this one at 100 to 30. It looks like you get a free business email with the WordPress one. I don't think you get the free email with the regular web hosting. The free domain with each one. And this one is also a free domain with a yearly plan. And this one is also a free domain with annual plan, even though it doesn't specifically mention it. Like here, you have to click on this question mark. So it's kind of confusing. So honestly, I don't know if I would pick the WordPress hosting over the regular shared hosting page from GoDaddy. It seems like really the only difference is that perhaps this could give you more potential for more traffic, 25,000 monthly visitors, but I honestly think this one would be fine. Would have made a bigger difference if they included SSL with all these plans, but they only include it with the ultimate plan, and you will have to buy the ultimate plan here as well. And it looks like they're about the same price, so I don't really know if there's that much difference. It might just be a small upcharge here for some weird reason. A couple other things that is weird about GoDaddy's pricing policy is that the refund termination is kind of weird. So within 30 days you can get a refund for the annual plans, but for monthly plans you can only get a refund after 48 hours. So that's kind of a stipulation that you have to pay attention to, and they might not notice without specifically looking, or no, you know about it because of me. A couple other things to notice is that you do not get free site migration with GoDaddy. Some other web host providers do provide that, as well as one thing to note is that GoDaddy does give you a good amount of storage here for this price. So 100 gigabytes is pretty good, and of course you get unlimited storage with these more deluxe premium plans, which is pretty common in the web hosting industry. About 100 gigabytes is actually a pretty good amount. Some other things to note is that you do get a free domain if you purchase the yearly package, which is pretty standard. Another really bad thing about GoDaddy is that it does have renewal price increases. So after a year or whatever, after it's not like it's locked into that price. You'll find that it does increase the price. I even found websites specifically talking about how ridiculous this upsell and kind of renewable pricing is. Some of my other web host providers, some other higher ones rated in the tier list, don't have renewable price increases, so that's something I think that is a big advantage, and you're not going to find that here. So overall, GoDaddy, it's not the best. You do get some extra storage, you do get a free domain with a year. However, the renewable upsell charge, the kind of weird refund policy, no SSL certificate included on all the plans, as well as some stuff we'll discuss later on in the privacy section, make them not the best in terms of pricing. Now, in terms of features, GoDaddy is lacking in some areas as well. For one, their website builder is not really included. You're going to have to pay for it. It does include cPanel, so if you really like cPanel, that's good to use. And of course, like most web host providers, it is pretty easy to get up and running with WordPress. That's become really easy nowadays, so it's not really hassle in terms of that. But for a lot of other things like cloud hosting, it doesn't support that, which I like to see in the future sections for web hosts, because it's a pretty cool service where it's like this, it's kind of scalable. Just kind of another hosting option that I think should be included. They used to have this option, but they kind of took it away, so that's kind of a bummer. Another thing is that GoDaddy is not recommended by WordPress. If that's something to you, I kind of just like to include that recommendation, specifically if you're looking for one of the ones recommended by WordPress, kind of partnering with them, I guess. The three would be DreamHost, Bluehost, and SiteGround. Out of those top three, I would recommend DreamHost the most. Go ahead and check out that review if you want to check out that DreamHost review. That's probably one of the top ones right now in terms of web host providers. So it's kind of like a common theme with GoDaddy. It seems like you're going to have to pay for a lot of these extra kind of features that honestly probably should be included. And in terms of security and privacy, well, we do have malware removal with GoDaddy. However, unlike some other web host providers that do provide some free malware scanning, GoDaddy, of course, upcharges you on all three. There's like a Essential, Deluxe, and Ultimate plan for website protection. It's just like, come on, why can't we get anything for free? We're paying for the web hosting after all. Not only that, but you don't get free domain privacy, which is definitely a bummer. Some other web host providers, again, do include this service, which I think should be included, because you shouldn't have to pay to protect your website's kind of private information about you. So alongside that, you don't get the free SSL certificate. You're going to have to pay for that. Some other web host providers, again, do give you a free SSL certificate. You don't get free malware remover. You're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to pay for that. There's no free domain privacy. And finally, GoDaddy's privacy policy, it's okay. Nothing really special here. It's kind of transparent, but like a lot of web host providers out there, I don't think they're the best, especially for privacy and security. They could potentially use your information however they want to, and it's pretty common in the web host industry. Again, it's nothing like the VPN industry, but again, I do think that there are more privacy conscious web host providers out there, and you can see which ones based in the privacy kind of category on the comparison table from the tier list, the web host tier list. Now, in terms of support and kind of the community behind GoDaddy, it actually has a really good one. There aren't really that many other forums and communities for web host providers out there, but GoDaddy, surprisingly, has a pretty active forum community. It's a good place to go to find information about things. It's a good place to find information about the service and talk with other GoDaddy users. So they've kind of built up this community, which is pretty cool, and I actually quite like that. Not only that, but I've also had pretty good experiences with GoDaddy's customer support, offering live chat and all sorts of other options. So they do take care of their product, and they do kind of give you that good service. Of course, you're just going to have to pay for pretty much everything else. Alright guys, thanks for making it to the end of the review, and here are the scores. For pricing, I'm going to give GoDaddy a 1 out of 5, simply because it seems like everything is pretty much upcharged. You're going to have to pay for site migration. You're going to have a renewal price increase. You're going to have to pay for an SSL certificate, or at least purchase a plan that includes it. You're going to have to purchase domain privacy. You're going to have to purchase malware scanning. You're going to have to purchase website builder. It's just not a very good priced web host. There are options out there that include everything for free, basically, that this one does not. The only reason you would purchase GoDaddy is because you just don't really have that much experience with other web host providers, and you don't know any better. Now, let's go ahead and talk about features. Well, features, you do get cPanel, but besides that, you're not getting a free website builder. It's not recommended by WordPress. There's no cloud hosting. But, can you use it for, most things like WordPress and stuff like that? Sure. But is it ideal and top tier in this section either? Well, no, not at all. In terms of security and privacy, like I said, you don't get that free SSL certificate. The malware removal, works, but is upsold. There's no free domain privacy, and it does have a transparent privacy policy, but honestly, it's nothing special. So, sure, if you have a lot of money and you pay for all these extra things, can you have some good security and decent privacy? Sure. But it's not getting a good score here either, because you're having to go the extra mile just to get it. And it shows that this company is more concerned, with making money than guaranteeing these things to every single person who is using their service. In terms of support, we see a little bit of a different story here. It has a very good support team and a very active forum community, which is really good. In terms of speeds and reliability, well, reliability is good, but speeds not so much. Overall, GoDaddy's score is a 1.66 out of 5. This is probably the worst web host I've checked out yet, and is probably definitely going to be one of the lower ranked ones out there. GoDaddy is an interesting service in a lot of ways because yes, it is perfectly usable and you can use it and purchase all these things and make it pretty good. It's just going to be much more expensive than all the other options out there, and I also think it's going to take more work from you to make it into the service that you want. And it's pretty easy to get started with GoDaddy, of course, especially with all the domains and different things like that they have for offering. It's kind of made its name in that kind of space, I think. But overall, it's not really a service I want to recommend that much on the channel. Of course, guys, if you want to see which web host to use, make sure to click in the description down below, go to the VPN tier list, and find the web host tier list section, and you'll be able to find the best web host for you. Anyways, guys, thanks for checking out this GoDaddy web host review, and I'll see you again very soon.